say success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing or learning to do. And of course, it is always with God's grace that we succeed. Welcome to Life Expressions. I'm your host, Chari Hinete Elon. Today, I'm going to talk to an amazing woman who aspires to inspire many others through her books and, of course, through the way she lives. She is Anarita Reyes, an author of the autobiography book, Woman of Hope, which tackles her life, struggles, and triumph from her home country, the Philippines, and as an immigrant to the USA. She has a new book called 365 Days. Anarita is a go-getter, a goal-oriented person, risk-taker, and many more. She is known for being magnanimous and for her generosity, as well as a mother to her two loving sons, Joseph, who is diagnosed with autism, and Jericho. She is a wife to her husband, Randy. It is her topmost priority to make their family life focus on serving God and radiating goodness to the community. She's been in the academe since 2003 in the USA, from being an educator, preschool program manager, and site director for Story Road Preschool Campus in the Grail Family Services in San Jose, California. She has been working with infants to school-age children, and most recently, she was a family support specialist and center director at Kidango. Anarita has a child development program permit from the California Commission on Teacher Credentialing. She graduated as a magna cum laude and Si Se Puede awardee from the National Hispanic University in 2012, and she was chosen for a graduation speech and took her master's at Walden University. She is involved in both civic and church services, especially during the pandemic, even until now, of course. She has given free catechism classes to children since 1988 and is a volunteer for infants and kids in the community. Really an amazing woman, Anarita. Hi, Anarita. Welcome to Life Expressions.
Hello, Chari. How are you?
I'm good. How about you? How are you doing?
Oh, good. Thank you. I'm so happy for giving me opportunity to be interviewed here in Life Expressions, especially podcast in Canada. So it's my pleasure.
Of course, the honor and pleasure are all mine, Anarita. Tell me about your story. I have heard so many wonderful things about you and what you have been doing there in the US.
Yeah, I know that people always ask me about my life journey. So I came to the US in 2003. And of course, everybody came to the US always have a dream and goal in life to become successful. But of course, when you start your journey here, it's not like you get it right away, become successful, but it's a lot of challenge that I went through. And even in my book, it's written there how I live in a shelter. It's a place for the people who don't have place to live, and like if you're a homeless. So that's how I started my journey. So being there, I got motivated and challenged because I came from the Philippines, of course, in Bacolod City, we're the same hometown.
Yes.
Yeah, so I came from other country, coming here as an immigrant, a little bit challenging for me. Then my only family is my husband and my baby when I came here. Yeah, so a little challenging, and of course I used to be a midwife in the Philippines, and I came here. The career is different. You know, it's a challenging applying for a job, and almost 50 job I think I applied and I got denied for several times. I think because I think my career is not the what I have in the Philippines to be work here in the US. It's different. So that challenge, but give me a chance not to give up in life. I got motivated. I got inspired, especially when I live in San Jose Family Shelter. So the place I've been there for 5 to 6 months, and that's in a place. If you don't have place to live, you don't have a house to live.
So you stayed in a shelter with your husband and your child, or
Yes.
is it just the first child or two children already?
No, I have only one child when I came to the
When
US,
you
a
came,
baby.
yes.
Yes,
Okay.
a baby. So we lived them together, my husband and my older son, Joseph. At the time,
Yes.
she's not diagnosed with autism yet. So we lived there, and then from there, I just looking for a job. And then I got inspired that going back to school. So when I'm out in the shelter working in the daytime, and in the nighttime, I go to school.
What was your first job there?
The first job I have, I work in a family daycare as a
Mhm.
teacher assistant. Yeah. So after that, 2 months later, I moved into a district to be a cafeteria lady. So when you are in the cafeteria, you're helping the distribute food to the student, the high
Yes.
school student in the
Yes.
school district. That's my second job. And then from there, I go to school in the nighttime. So when I was in the district, I heard about this. You have a chance to go to school. So
Yes.
that motivated me to go to school in adult center. I take English class, develop my English language, and of course, I took child development classes. Yeah. After 6 months, because I need to be resident in the US for 1 year in order for you to go to the city college or the university. If not, because you're an immigrant, you need to pay a lot of money. So I wait another year. So after that, we moved from the shelter, we moved into the apartment complex. And then I continue my education to get earn my college degree. And every time I earn a degree, I move into a new job. So that's how my
Wow.
life journey started. Yeah.
So you were working in the morning and you were studying at night.
Yes. Yeah. I'm working and then studying in the nighttime. And then for the second day, I got pregnant again for my second son. I only have 2 kids anyway, both boys. So when I got pregnant, my son supposed to be taking nursing class
Yeah.
because I want from midwife to go to nursing while I'm working the preschool program. But it so happened I got pregnant, so it's hard for me to do it. And I'm not driving that time. So I need to change my career. So I decided to go to the child development because even you're pregnant, you can still go to school.
Yes.
In nursing, you're required to have like a laboratory hour internship, and I cannot make it. And it's a challenge on my part. Yeah. So while I go to school, so I moved from other colleges to go to the university. And then when I was in the university, so I bring my 2 children with me because
Wow.
they were elementary. So I talked to my professor that I told him I want to be an educator. In order for me to fulfill this dream, I need to bring my son with me in school because I don't have my own parents here. I don't have a brother and sister here in the US. So only me and my husband and my 2 sons. But unfortunately, my professor allowing us because there's another student bringing their own children too. So we let our own children in the back of the class and you know how they're doing their homework. And at the same time, we're in front of the class listening to our professor until we graduated our BA degree in 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could just imagine how difficult life was for you and your children, and of course your husband, when you were juggling everything between work and studies. And they were supposedly, I believe they were also very cooperative and supportive of you, of your endeavors.
Yes. So it's challenging because my husband working graveyard. So she's working from 8 o'clock in the evening
Mhm.
all the way to the morning 6 in the morning.
What was the job of your husband?
At the time, I have been working as security officer in a flea market.
Yeah.
And then I work in the preschool program. And then my kid going to school, I'm the one who picked him up. And after that, we eat our dinner. Sometimes I get my husband drop the kid to me before I go to university. So like we try to manage our schedule.
Yeah. And then what year
My
did you
children and
grad?
me, my husband is not home because he's working in flea market.
Oh, yes. What year did you graduate?
Actually, I graduated about 3 times because
Wow.
first I graduated. First I taking only like a vocational class. You know, I think that in the San Jose City College and Bergen College, I taking like a certification for early child education.
Mhm.
And then I moved to the university. I got a scholarship during Barack Obama administration for working mom. But in order for me to be we required to be a full-time student because I'm a full-time scholarship.
Yeah.
So the way a little bit challenging because I have classes Monday to Saturday and all evening classes and Saturdays I think in the morning to the afternoon. So I don't have choice, so I need to do it because I have a dream to become successful in life. And so thankful because my kid able to understand, they join with me and they come with me in the class. Yeah.
How many hours did you sleep at that time?
Honestly, there's a time I didn't have enough sleep. 3 hours, 4 hours is more for me. And there's a time, especially if you have a lot of homework, because just imagine I have 5 to 6 classes, 5 to 6 subjects in order for you to be a full-time student. Because you have a requirement to be in order for you to get a scholarship, you need to be a full-time student.
Correct.
Yeah. So until now, I'm just thinking how I made it, but I did it. Yeah.
Yes, you definitely made it. And now
Yeah.
you wrote about your story. You're trying to inspire a lot of people with your story, especially Filipinos, because your story is about being an immigrant and making it big there. So how do
Yes.
you think you were able to make it? You said, I could not even believe that I made it, but you did. So tell me,
Yeah.
what's the secret?
I think because my husband that believed that I can do it, and we talked that she cannot take care of the kid in the evening because you're working full time in
Yeah.
the evening graveyard, and then I working in the daytime. So she's dropping off the kid in the morning. I pick him up in the afternoon, and then they go to after school program. So sometimes there's a time I even eating my breakfast, my lunch at work, and sometimes I did it in my car because my husband let them eat the dinner when I take them to go to my university.
Wow.
And then they need to be with me, and then we go home around 9 or 10 o'clock in the evening. So that's why I let them give shower with them and go sleep. I make sure they do their homework while in the back of my class.
Yes.
Yeah, I think there's a time a year that I think it's a very best year for me, 2011, because the time my mom came to the US. So my mom can watch them. There's a 1 year there. Because
Yeah.
my graduation in 2012. There's a big help when my mom is there because she can cook, she can helping me a lot. So I didn't need to bring the kid in the university. They stay home with their grandma, their Lola.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good thing that helping me a lot.
Yeah.
But a year later after my graduation, my mom went back to Bacolod
Mhm.
because she felt so sad here. She homesick. So
Yeah.
she decided to go back to Bacolod. Yeah, but I think the one that inspired me because I believe if you have a dream, you want to do something good and to better yourself. Because in our family from Bacolod, I'm the first one who graduated college.
Wow. Mhm.
So that is my goal that I want to pursue my dream. Because in the Philippines, I cannot able to pursue my education. Just midwife just only 2 years there, and then I always dreaming to be an educator.
Yeah.
Even
Are
when
you
I
the
was
eldest in the family?
hmm?
Are you the eldest in your family?
Yeah, I'm the second eldest of the family, and my older brother, the one who's bedridden right now, he married at early age, 18 years old. So I want to break that cycle. I don't want to be, I'm not saying I don't want to be like my brother. What I'm talking is I want to have a better education because I believe education is the mother of leadership.
Yeah.
And if you have better education, you have a better future because
Mhm.
nobody can take away the education from you. That is you. So I take my mind that I came to the US, I already here. Why not grab this opportunity? The only what you need is to be a full-time student and maintain your grade. But I'm so very fortunate because I'm surrounded with amazing people. And I was surprised because I'm not in the university where I attended my B degree, mostly are Latinos and of course mixed. But I became the president of the club. And then people vote for me. I become a leader. It's just challenging because you have a thesis, you have a homework. But I think because of my belief to myself and my prayer, so the way happy that make me happy, make me to do it. And at the same time, my husband giving me opportunity to focus what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's teamwork between you and your
Yes.
husband. And of course, your kids too were very supportive and understanding of your dreams. And
Mm-hmm.
now you are, shall I say, are you living the dream?
What is it? Sorry, I got
Are
lost.
are you living your dream now? Can you
Oh
say
yes,
that
I
you have
do.
achieved your dream?
Yes, yeah, I do believe it because I always think to everybody, it's my motto. You must make a choice to take a chance, or else your life will never change. So nobody can do your dream. It's you. Nobody can do it for you, it's you. And this is reminding me when I was in grade 6 in Bacolod, because I came from public school, Rizal Elementary School. And I'm not sure if you remember, I'm not sure it's Congressman or Assemblyman, Wilson Gamboa.
Yes, he was an
Senior.
assemblyman. Yeah.
Assemblyman, yeah, Wilson Gamboa is our guest speaker in 1986 in
Mhm.
Rizal Elementary School. And I'm the student who graduated that year. And then the first thing she told us during the graduation that she went through a lot of challenges in order for him to become a lawyer. I think she's a
Yeah.
lawyer and so many things. And believe me or not, I told myself during that time back in 1986, I want to come back to the school. I want to tell my story, my journey, and I want to be an educator. And it is true. And I was surprised 2017, I think 2016, they invited me to go back to Rizal Elementary School. And then the time 2018, have a chance to go back and to tell my journey in my life during the graduation day. And
Wow.
I told him the same thing, what happened to me that time as a student, as a graduate student in the Rizal Elementary School. When I came to the US, I told myself nobody can stop my dream because sky is the limit.
Yes.
Doesn't matter how old are you, doesn't matter if you're a mother or who you are, or even you have a disability, or even you have a language barrier, even you are immigrant, no matter who you are, as long as you believe in yourself, you can do it. And I inspire with all the people being surrounded with me because they helping me, they encouraging me and inspiring me, and they even helping me.
That is
Yeah.
wonderful, Anarita. That is a beautiful story, especially that you share that when you were graduating in grade 6, you heard a former assemblyman who, I'm sorry, who has already passed
Keep us
away,
away, yes.
Wilson Gamboa, and he inspired you, and you said, you told yourself you're going to come back and speak and share your story as a successful educator, and you were able to do that. That's
Yes.
a huge achievement and a very inspiring story at that. And I
Mhm.
like the way that you believe in yourself despite everything, despite the challenges nor the difficulties, you were able to make it because of the fact
Mhm.
that you believed in yourself and because of the support that you had as well in
Mhm.
your environment. Like you said,
Mhm.
you have amazing people who supported you, who believed in you. And
Mhm.
so now you wrote this book, Woman of Hope.
Yes.
Tell me
Mhm.
about this book.
Yeah. I think 2018, the same year. I think 2019, before I go to the Philippines for my sister wedding. So I got invited to attend the workshop. It's an event to success. So those workshop, it's about most of the women in the area in San Jose, California. Mostly of they are the author of the book.
Yeah.
I think I'm the only one not an author being attended that workshop. When I was listening to the story, I got so inspired, and I told them in my mind that I have my own story to tell, telling to myself while I'm listening to them. And I following that lady. Her name is Sharon Rivera. She's a publisher, ghostwriter, and she have her own TV show here in California in Comcast.
Yes.
So I following her in the Facebook that her workshop, Revenge to Success. The workshop is about the people who went through a lot of journey in their life, and some of them is a victim of domestic violence. Some of them a lot of things that went through in their life, but they became a successful author, coach, and many things. So I was thinking in my mind, if you did it, why not me?
Yes.
So a year later, so pandemic came, I went to the Philippines, pandemic came, but the burning desire in my heart still there. So March 2020, and we shut down, right? Because it's still in
Yes.
place. So I got bored. So I called this another lady. Her name is Chandra Brooks. She's my coach. So I told her she used to be my okay. When I work, we used to work together so many years ago, and her son is my student. I'm a preschool teacher that time.
Yes.
So Charin Rivera and Chandra Brooks, they're friends because
Mhm.
Chandra is the coach of Charin Rivera. She don't want to encourage her into the book and everything, you know. So to make a story short, I reached out this lady, Shanda. I told her I want to have a business, and she told me what you want to do, and I said I don't know. That's only my thing because I got bored. And then when I end up the reason why I start cooking a bacolod red specialty. Since I
Yes.
Ilongga, so I cook
Mhm.
batchoy, arroz valenciana, kanti, name any bacolod food, so I can cook it because
Yes.
back in Bacolod we have a carinderia
Uh-huh. Yeah.
inside the Libertad Public Market.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Buning and Emma Carinderia that belong to us
Okay.
back home. So I
Yes.
know how to cook from my parents, right? So during pandemic, I start cooking and people notice what I cook because it's not common for people cook batchoy. It's not common to cook arroz valenciana, cancel, naga, or any Bacolod ng food. So
Correct.
a lot
They
of people
loved it.
buy. Yeah, I love it. And I'm thinking my body is bedridden. So one way to make a business for our cost.
Yes.
And then, so, I got inspired by Chandra. Do whatever you skill, your talent turn into business. That's how everything started, like cooking.
Yeah.
And then, since the pandemic, we work at home, I still bored. So that I
Mhm.
ended up writing my book. So I called Shireen and I sent a 1 page of paper. This
Yeah.
is my life journey. I started my life. It came to the year. I only have $2 money in my pocket. Applying a job, about 50 job, I got denied because of my lack of experience. There's so many things that we consider why I cannot get the job. And then I showed her that I graduated my BA degree, I got my master degree, I've been invited for so many places for be a speaker to tell about my life journey, inspiring
Yes.
other immigrant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everything, so she told me, okay, you can write your book and all that stuff. So Sharon helping me to give me a job how to do it. And then a few months later, so I have my first book, that is The Woman of Hope. Yeah, it's an inspirational book. Woman of Hope: Finding My Purpose as an Immigrant. So the how everything started, and then even myself, I've been surprised. There's a lot of things happen after that. Yeah, so from cooking to writing the book, and I joined into the Powerhouse Academy, and
Mhm.
that is where I met my coach Chandra, and Chandra guiding me, and she told me that I have a gift of speaking.
Yes.
She told me I have a gift of speaking. Why not share to us? And I said, actually, I already talked in my home country because I got invited. And then she told me forward the video, like we forward to share in a group. And she told me, no, you have a gift. And at the time, I'm so scared to talk in the Facebook Live or anything. But she got inspired me. You need to do it because your story can inspire so many immigrants.
Very true. Yeah.
Yeah, that how everything started, and even now I even watch or find a lot of people sending me a message. Those who read my book, from young children to senior citizen to immigrant from different countries in other part of the world.
And
Yeah,
your book is available on Amazon as well.
yeah, different Amazon in other countries. I
Yes.
think 13 countries, included Ireland, other countries. Yeah, Australia, even the only Asian country. I think only two Asian countries, Japan and India, part of Europe. They have their, of course, USA and Canada. And
And in the
now we
Philippines,
have a publisher already. Hmm?
can they buy it too in the Philippines?
Now in the Philippines, the Woman of Hope is available in the publisher. So we just published there recently because there is no Amazon there. Yeah.
Yes. So
And
they would get a hard copy of the book too.
yeah, they have a
So
hard copy of the book. I think they have I'm not sure, lulu.com
yeah.
there, and then Pokemon.com, and then I forgot other name of, because my focus is here in the US. Yeah.
But
Mhm.
your story is truly inspiring. Now you just recently launched another book. It's called
Yes.
365 Days.
Yes, I have 365 books, and this is of the book I really love to read. Yeah.
Mhm. Year of purpose, year of positivity, year
It's
of
a year of purpose, year of positivity, and year of prayer. Year of prayer. Yeah. Actually, this book I get inspired because MJ Philippi, I know him.
yes,
So I get interviewed by the EBCBN,
yes,
the video reporting about the Tar Patrol.
yes.
So I told him I have a new book that I'm working on, and she told me what the title. Actually, I said 365 days year of purpose, and there's another word. And she told me why didn't make it into 3 pieces. That in a year of purpose, positivity, and prayer. That is the title of the book because every week of this book they have something for you to focus.
Mhm.
Example, in the month of February, right? It's about the month of love. They talk to you how to love your family or your husband. They talk to you how to love your parents, how to love your enemy, and how to love yourself. And then they have a prayer in the end, and
Mhm.
there's a challenge what to do.
Mhm.
Example, for this week, the challenge is how to remember your parents, how to visit them, how to write a letter to them, how to make a food for them, how
Oh,
to
that's
pray for
wonderful.
them. So those challenge that encouraging you that how to live in your life with purpose, including your family, and how to bring positivity for the people you meet, and how to offer prayer for every people that been part of your life journey.
Okay,
Yeah.
so every month there is a theme or
Yes.
something to do. Okay,
Yeah.
so that
So
is why
actually,
it's
every
called
week you have something to do.
every
Every
week.
month you have a theme. Example, the
Okay.
January is about the month of hope. So in February it's about the month of love, and then every month of different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anarita, when do you think you had that breakthrough? You said that, yeah, you struggled, you stayed in a, what do you call that? In a shelter
The
in
shelter.
2003. And now you're living the life. You're an author of 2 books. You are a community leader. You are helping out in philanthropic works. When did you have that breakthrough?
When do you have break you?
When did you have that breakthrough? When do you think that led everything to this kind of life? When did you say, okay, I think that started
I
it
never even
all?
think.
Yeah. When do you think
Mhm.
your success started?
I think it started. I think when it came to the US, because I know what I saw. Honestly, when it came to the US in August 30, 2003, as soon I get out in San Francisco, we landed. First thing it came to my mind, I said, I'm not going back to the Philippines if I'm not successful. I want to make sure when I go back, I have something to share to my family. I got my degree, I get a better life, I can help my family. I think it started from there, because I'm a dreamer and at the same time I'm a believer and I am an achiever. I never let my dream to stay in my heart. I try to put an action and my passion how to do it. And I try to every single day, I always think, Lord, you give this gift to me. I don't want to keep it only in myself. I need to do it something. I want to make a difference in my own life and to be good example for my own kid, my own family, and at the same time to the people around me and the community. And the other thing is when I feel that I got better in my life, I going back to my community. I try to find way, especially in the weekend. I try to the weekend I try to go to the shelter or the homeless to helping them because I know I came from there. I know how they supported me and helping me to fulfill my dream. So fulfilling my dream, it's not only it's why they said my success, not my success. It's a team effort, the people supporting me and believing in me. And because I believe the first secret ingredient of success is to believe. It's to believe in yourself and to believe the people who believing in you and you're trying to finding way how to do it.
That is
Yeah.
wonderful. Truly very inspiring, Anarita. If there's one thing that you would like to impart to your kids who are living with you there in San Jose, what would that be?
One thing to impart my kid how to give priority about the dreams and believe on themselves and to try to find a way to do it. Because even you have a dream and believe, if you don't find a way how to do it, there's nothing happen to you. Yeah, being a dreamer, you need to be a believer. At the same time, you are an achiever, so that you can able to fulfill whatever you want in your life.
Yes. And don't just wait for things to happen to you. Don't be a procrastinator. Take action and get results. And that's what you
Yeah.
did. You believed in yourself and you took action. You took risks.
Yeah, so I'm a risk taker, you know. So the way this year reminded me when I went to the Philippines. One of the teacher told me like, "We remember you when you was a student in labor psychology when I taking my midwife class because they told me sometimes the student is scared to do injection all the time. I always volunteer myself, you know.
Always.
Yeah, I always volunteer, even in elementary, in high school, even in college. I always volunteer myself, even here.
Yes.
Because people, I don't know why they scared to be volunteer because me, I'm a risk taker. I always tell myself 50%. 50% if you not do it and you feel it's okay because you're learning something from it. But that is your chance to do it. You need to try to do it because nobody will do it for you. That you.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. You've got to do it yourself because nobody will do it for you. Truly well said, Anarita. I wish we had more time to discuss, but my last question is, what do you think is the best trait you have that you think should be followed by everyone else?
Yeah, so people know me now here. It's like my trademark now. It's a woman of hope that allow me to speak in Tagalog. Because
Yes,
what I
please.
always say,
Go ahead.
yeah, so ang lakbay ng buhay ay palagi may pag-asa at nasa Diyos ang awa, pero tayong tao ay magtiwala sa ating sarili. So it meant to say, in the life journey, there's always a hope and God is always to guide us, but it is us, the human beings, who need to find a way to do it. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Anarita. You have a beautiful story to share, and I wish you more success. And I wish that you will continue to inspire more people, not just there in the US, but of course back home in the Philippines. More power to you, and congratulations to your two books, The Woman of Hope and the 365 Days of Positivity,
Prayer,
Purpose, and
purpose and
Prayer.
prayer.
Yes,
Yes.
awesome. And of course, I would like to give a shout out to my very good friend, Rajime Tanyo Arellano. Thank you so much for introducing me to Anarita and allowing me to invite her to be my guest in this podcast. Once again, Anarita, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Chari. I appreciate for this opportunity and always remember that we have 365 days in our life. We always live our life with purpose, with positivity and prayer.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Thank you once again. If
Thank
you
you.
like this episode, please like and subscribe to Life Expressions. I'm your host, Chari Hinete Elon. My guest is Rita Reyes. Don't forget that you don't need to be a procrastinator. Don't wait for things to happen to you. Make things happen for you. Make opportunities happen for you and through you, and be a positive influence. you can make a difference in your life, just like Anarita did. Once again, Anarita Reyes, thank you and congratulations. Till next time
Thank
here on
you.
Life Expressions.
Yeah.